Things weren't looking so rosy at Lights in the 1970s. The company had made a few mistakes and was being left for dust in the booming SLR market. Presumably, with a focus on cracking the SLR market, the decision was made to enter into a partnership with Japanese consumer camera manufacturer Minolta. The first product of this unholy matrimony would come in 1973 in the form of the Leica CL, a tiny little 35mm M Mount Rangefinder, also known as the Minolta CLE, that would complement Leica's own M5, offering much of its functionality in a smaller, sleeker and cheaper package. Quite how much Lights had to do with the CL's design is debatable. I'm guessing not very much. At first glance, it's in many ways the perfect 35mm rangefinder. Obviously, the ability to mount almost all M mount lenses is really quite a coup, but for me anyway, it's the small size and handling that are just as exciting. It's a good looking camera, especially from above, with its minimalist clutter-free top plate with simple white on black Leica logo. I have fairly normal size hands and I love how naturally it fits and how ergonomic it is to use. I like the vertical placement of the shutter speed dial on the front that allows you to easily select speeds with your right index finger. It looks a little funky, but works well. As the CL has a vertical shutter, there's also a decent amount of speeds running from half a second right up to 1/1000th. The speeds are also nicely displayed in the finder, allowing you to make adjustments without moving your eye from the rear of the camera. Although that viewfinder is small, it's bright and its positioning allows for easy control. The CL has frame lines of 40mm, 50mm and 90mm, which suits me as I really don't enjoy shooting wider than 40mm and can't see myself ever needing to go longer than 90mm. However, I do see that may be a little limiting for certain users. Loading the film is also very straightforward, and as the travel distance is so small, you can easily get another 2 or 3 frames out of a roll. So it's all sounding pretty positive so far, right? Well, sure. They very nearly nailed it with the CL. Unfortunately, it's a case of close but no cigar, as there are as many problems with the CL as there are pros. Ergonomically, the plastic shutter speed dial is just not what you'd expect from a Leica, and really cheapens the whole experience. There is also plenty of plastic internally, which really makes you question how well the CL is going to stand up to solid use. A great example of that is the light meter. The electronics are pretty basic, and almost all the CLs on the market these days have metering issues, which can be very costly to fix. The meter doesn't work at all on mine, so I'm forced to meter manually. Although the CL fits snugly into the hand, the positioning of the lens lock button is super annoying. It's exactly where your middle finger wants to rest. If you press the button by accident, there's a real chance your pricey Leica glass is going to take a dive for the floor. There are 2 flimsy strap loops on the side of the CL allowing you to mount the camera horizontally, but it looks like you may need to get creative with what kind of strap to use as they are not normal lugs. The display in the finder is informative but also looks cheap. Again, not what you'd expect from a Leica. It actually manages to look worse than almost any camera of the same era. And it's in that finder that we hit upon the Leica CL's dirtiest secret: focusing. An unfortunate byproduct of its diminutive size is its tiny rangefinder base length, which makes accurate focusing a real pain in the arse. It is very easy to misjudge focus or miss a shot completely because you're too busy fanning around with fine-tuning focus. It's annoying to say the least. The CL has so much potential, but in my opinion just doesn't cut the mustard. Apart from the ability to use Leica M mount glass, I can't really give another reason why you'd buy this camera. Price maybe. It is currently the cheapest native M mount 35mm rangefinder, but then you're not a million miles away from Voigtlander's excellent Bessa R2, which is an infinitely better camera. It's such a shame. I feel that, perhaps with some input from Leica, it really could have been something very special. With a totally metal construction, affixed to the rangefinder base length, better lugs, repositioned lens lock button, and a better display in the finder, I think you'd have pretty much the perfect 35mm camera, at least in my eyes. I will say the 45mm f2 Summicron CL lens that originally shipped with the CL may be one of the best things about it. I understand it's an excellent little lens that's something of a hidden gem, selling for relatively small amounts of money compared to Leica's 35mm or 50mm Summicrons. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for one of these at the right price, which I hope to review in the future.